Hello there, I'm the base manager and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Now today we are back here at the Fire Planet where we shall continue the construction of our well, we already completed the construction of our bridge to access the Niobium biome, so today we should dig into it and carve ourselves a few pieces of Niobium in an attempt to bring them back home with us. Now, before we get into that, however, I would like to thank you all for your feedback in last episode comment section, because you guys suggested a few things in order to improve the safety of this vacuum bridge. Wait a second, please. What is this? Meh, whatever. It's nothing important. It is important, however, the fact that we are running very low on food in here. However, I already requested food to be delivered, but apparently I must tell my dupes this is really important. Besides, they are all asleep. It's okay. They can go a few days without food. It's not really important. But as I was saying, one of the suggestions that you guys made, and is a very useful one, is to make airflow tiles either out of steel or out of wolframite. And I really have a little bit of cobalt in here. I didn't even know that. That's okay. We'll start by this one. And the reason for that is because the airflow tiles don't suffer from pressure damage the same way the other blocks do, because technically the magma will never be touching the airflow tile. So thank you so much for that. That's precisely what I'm going to spend a few cycles doing, instead of trying to rush into a solution to tame this volcano, given that our time in here is limited by the small amount of oxygen that we have left. We have oxygen for a couple extra days. I think I should focus our efforts on building the airflow tiles, just to make sure that we don't go away and magma pressure decides to break through the insulated tiles and destroy all the progress that we made in this journey. And so, with that said, it's probably a good idea for me to focus a little bit on Equazon so that we don't send our entire berry sludge collection back into Smalera. We just want to send them maybe, I don't know, 100,000 calories. That's more than enough for a very long time. So, yeah. Let me focus a little bit on that. Oh no, so many fish. Oops, my bad. So, if you are wondering how the hell these fish got in here, it's because I'm sending them back from Smalera. Every single egg that our dupes can find will be sent back via the teleporter, and the reason for that is because I kind of want to put them in here. I want to create a small pool of Paco fish, so that way every time they die they drop the Paco fillet on the floor and it's immediately cooked by the electric grill and sent into our storage. I just want to add a little bit of the diversity into our repertoire of food, so we can give choices to our dupes. They deserve to be well treated. Okay guys, we come into the stretch of the game where I am confused by the things that it's doing. So, you have this rail with an exit over here and, foolishly enough for me, with another exit over there. So where do you think the packets will go? The closest exit or the longest one? And the answer is the longest one, of course. Because I forgot to deconstruct it. Come on, deconstruct that so everything goes back into the proper order. Now guys, another thing that I would like to talk to you about is that... Are you going to take forever? Is the fact that the game got updated today, and because of that we can say bye-bye to the pliers mod. Otherwise I would have cut this part of the line already. Unfortunate, but not unexpected. Okay, will things flow in the correct way now? Yes, they will. Everything is flowing back and going precisely where they should go. Now let's clear the mess that we made over here. So yeah, we lost the players mod once again because the game got updated. From what I could read, it's mainly things to do with the base game. They are going to update some of the functionalities of Spaced Out into the base game, and yeah, that's mostly of the update. However, it said there that they simplified the food preservation mechanics, so I should keep an eye open on that because well, if they mess with the food preservation mechanics, there is a good chance that they that the system that we have is kind of screwed now. So I should keep an eye open on that. So we are pretty much at the point where it is no longer comfortable to be around. So I'm pretty much just going to finish the bridge, and I'll be out of here. Now my dupes are taking a little bit of time, but it's been quick enough. I just need to be focusing here and deconstruct one tile at a time, just to make sure that no lava gets in. In this case, no magma. And for some reason, I have a few pieces of magma. Don't remember how they got in, but it's nothing that we have to worry about too much. So yeah, the second that this is done, I will send my dupes back. If they start running low on oxygen, I'll put them inside their suits again. So yeah, it's not really an issue. If we have to go... Okay. If we have to go down on... if we go down on oxygen, you know, there is always a solution. So I will extend their stay in the planet beyond the safe limit because I really want to get this done. And well, it's 4 cycles to get home, 2 or 3 cycles to refuel the rocket and resupply and everything, and then we'll be back home. We'll be back here in no time. And we are out of this place. Let's go. Let's call in the crew. Set in the coordinates. Go back home. I think it is the same thing. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Otto, leave that. Back on 1 times. Otto, you can leave that now and go back to the rocket, because we really need to get out of here right now. We have only 380 kilograms of oxygen left, and that is about... Otto, 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 my friend. Otto. Otto. What? Ow. Okay, that explains it. Get inside the rocket. And begin the launch sequence. Let's get back home and resupply this rocket, and when we come back, there shall be a few things waiting for us in here. Not only wolframite, but now it is the time to start transporting the fluids. Now, the pliers tool getting broken is... it's not exactly great, let's just be honest, because I'm going to siphon into this water line to send a few water packets into the fire planet. And well, I would like to have the opportunity to close off the input, so that's going to force me to build a liquid shutoff. Come on, game, please rotate that. Thank you very much. And with this liquid shutoff, it's well, it's pretty much the same as the pliers mod, except that I have to pay a little bit of power for it. Not exactly an issue. There we go. And yeah, we are going to start by sending the water, and even though I don't have the room, I can queue the build orders like right now. What we are going... Yeah, because don't tell me, because there is no one in here, I can't build anything. Yep, the game is not counting the materials. But yeah, we should be we should build a few liquid reservoirs to receive the water. Given that it's going to stay in a vacuum, it shouldn't be an issue. And after we get, I don't know, maybe 2 reservoirs worth of water, I'm going to cut the line, or in this case I'm going to cut the liquid shutoff in here, and we are going to switch into super coolant. We are going to build 2 extra reservoirs, and we are going to send Well, maybe not two reservoirs, just one. 5 tons of super coolant is more than enough for all of our needs. But yeah, this is going to be the way we are going to ship the super coolant and the water there. I have no idea how this works, but I am going to assume that if we use one of these, right, the payloader opener, we can just pipe the water and it shouldn't be an issue, right? But before we get to do that, close this off, I still need to wait for my dupes to arrive, and that's going to take approximately, yep, 4 cycles. We have plenty of oxygen inside, and we still have enough food for the journey home. But yeah, even if I need oxygen in a pinch, I can always deconstruct one Atmos suit dock that is going to make 200 kilograms of oxygen explode into the cabin, so there is always options in there. And yeah, let's wait a few moments while our dupes are returning into the planet, and while we are going to do that, I also made a small upgrade to the what seems to be the issue. Oh, no power, really? Now there is. Okay, so I made a small upgrade. This way, instead of having the dupes switch into a radiation suit to get the supplies into the interplanetary launcher, any dupe with an Atmos suit can just come in here and put the stuff in the rail. It's just to speed up the delivery of the materials into the interplanetary launcher, given that we are using it quite often now. And yeah, other than that, I don't think there is nothing else to report. Just all there is left to do is for me to wait. I will take a look into our side projects that we have going on, and I will bring you guys back if there is anything else to report. So, we ran into a small issue in our colony. Everything is ready for the cooling loop. We are now receiving our very first packets of water into the storage. They are coming from our main line over here. It's still filling up. It's going to take a little bit of time to fill up. In fact, I shouldn't probably be using the bridge, right? I should just connect this and forget the bridge exists. Because otherwise it's not going to fill up the circuit. I mean. But in any case, in order to cool this cooling loop, which is going to be very important given that we have the sulfur in here that depends on it to get cooled off. And as you can see in here, the heat is actually quite significant. We just built one of these. I will explain. Oh shit, don't tell me. Okay, let's raise the ceiling one tile then. That's okay, that's perfectly fine. No, cancel this. We deconstruct this afterwards. Where was I? Oh yeah, the problem is that we need an electrical engineer, aka a mechatronic, in here to solve this issue, because our regular dupes cannot build the steam turbine. So I have requested Ari over here to be teleported over into Smelera to solve this small issue. And yeah, we really need it, because this thing, the liquid sulfur, takes its sweet time. There we go, unequip the suit. Solidifying. I spent so much time in the fire planet that when I came in here, there was just a small pool of sulfur already laying around. And what the hell is going on? Why? Okay, because this was in use, apparently. Okay, whatever. Not really important. But what is important is the fact I should deconstruct this really quickly now, please. Thank you. And yeah, I had a pool of liquid sulfur, and I had to rush a little bit to build the cooling loop to get rid of it, because it was getting pretty toasty in here, and you know, the insulator tiles were doing their job, but still the heat was leaking out, and we had to do this ASAP. Now, will that be built. Oh, fantastic. That is built. The sensor is set to 20 degrees. Oh, no. I completely forgot to build this. But that's okay. That's okay. We can still fix it. Okay? It's not a problem. Because we can build this part from the outside, and well, there is already a pipe in there, so problem solved. Let's give a high priority to this, because it's kind of important. So yeah, let's get this done rather quickly, because I want to kickstart the liquid loop in here before we turn this place into a toaster. There we go. Problem solved. Our dupes are just that great, and they have been rather busy just cleaning out the place. There are just a few pieces of debris left. So I can say that Smalera, our mining colony, is pretty much at 100%. All the volcanoes are being tapped. All the geysers that are important are also being mined out. So yeah, I think that our chapter with this part of our colony, of our story, is done. We only shall leave a skeleton crew to do some maintenance and more cleaning up, because you know, we want to increase the performance of the game whenever it is possible. So yeah, let's do this, and let's continue waiting for our crew. Should be arriving any moment now. And after a very long journey, our hero dupes return. Our triumphant team of builders is now finally back home. And as they touch down, we have another team that is ready to go. We need to keep on mining that sweet, sweet copper, because the project to transform the power line into the best conductive wire, it's taking quite the toll in our copper supply. And there we go. We have 3 flames. We might be able to increase the temperature of the steam in here quite significantly. And as you can see, I went ahead and I built the metal tile anyway, even though I know that it doesn't really make... The hell is that? Liquid copper. And liquid gold. Oh! Oh no! Oh no, I know what happened. I deconstructed the... Oh, oops. My bad. Luckily for us, we now have plenty of tungsten, so we can just rebuild that. Oh. Okay, that's quite bad. Because I don't know if I will be able to build in there. Oh, come on. I had just built this and I'll have to deconstruct it. Anyway, as I was about to say, as you can see, I built the metal tile in here anyway, even though it's not really that much of a help to increase the temperature of the steam, so we could reclaim more of the heat. But, you know, I'm going to deconstruct these 2 tiles so we can reclaim any of the resources that we melt with our rocket launches, so that we can, in turn, replace pretty much everything with tungsten and wolframite, so we don't have this problem ever again. Other than this, we can let the dupes out in a moment. They are not in immediate danger. I mean, I already packed up the interplanetary launcher with a bunch of water, so let's resupply this with the bolts, so we can launch the first pack of water. I think I'm going to launch maybe okay, maybe 5 to 10 tons of water. It's easy to control, given that, you know, every burst of 200 red bolts launches 1 ton of material. So if you do 10 launches, you launch 10 tons of water, right? Somewhere around those lines. And after that, we will switch to super coolant. Hopefully, by the time this rocket has been refilled and is ready to go, all the materials should already be there waiting for our dupes. Look, guys! Look at this. There is an animation now for the mining rockets. It has been probably added with the patch, and I must say I am quite pleased with it. Even though it's simple and all, but it lets you know that something is going on. So the dupes can run in here now, because they could not be. I'm sorry, guys. I just pressed the consumables key. That's why it lagged. Because the dupes could not do this for a very long time. I don't know if this was added in the patch or maybe I was just crazy, but I thought the dupes would always walk on top of these platforms and never below them. Which means that this entire thing was a waste of time now. Okay, which means we can just grab all this tungsten and just replace this tile, like from here to here, right? And just forget about, you know, deconstructing this part, so our dupes could walk and retrieve all of those melted materials, because as you can see, our dupes already rescued all of the materials that were in here for hundreds and hundreds of cycles. Jesus. And talking about hundreds and hundreds of cycles, as we can see, we are pretty much ready to go. We are just waiting on that oxygen that is probably being used by something to probably make an oxalite. Maybe not, just resupplying a few suits. Don't worry about it too much. It's not very important. But in any case, we are pretty much already full. The inside has already been fully serviced. I don't think we are forgetting anything. I already stopped the water delivery from taking place. In the future, we are going to start delivering the super coolant through this temporary thing over here. We just need to... Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't have the pliers mod. I have to do this manually now. This is just to deliver the super coolant. I will deconstruct this because this is blocking my chimney, where I dump most of my waste gases, and you know, that I want to slowly vent into space. It's not a good idea to block your chimney if you have one, you know, but I will just deconstruct this after my dupes already arrived at Sherato, because we already have plenty of water waiting for us, and I don't want them mixing the water and the super coolant inside of the same thingy, liquid reservoir, so I want to get rid of all the water that I have first before I start sending the super coolant. Given that we are, you know, we just need to mine this, get in here and establish the cooling solution. Oh wait, can nail... Oh yeah, of course nails can build the electrical stuff. So yeah, all we need to do is mine, get all of these things inside the payloader, establish a basic storage solution for our water and super coolant. Nothing too fancy, we don't need fancy stuff around here. And then we're going to build a somewhat elaborate taming device in here, because we are going to put 2 steam turbines. I don't know how much steam turbines we are going to need for the Niobium volcano, but I'm assuming 2 is the minimum we are going to need. Then I'm going to add a third thingy, steam generator with an aqua tuner and super coolant, you know, serving as a loop. The steam turbines will have a puddle of super coolant to serve as a medium. I don't want to create an atmosphere in here that could run away from me and cause me any problems, so we are not going to do that. Super coolant serves as a medium perfectly fine. And then inside of the steam chamber for the aqua tuner, I'm going to strap a bunch of steel batteries that are going to serve as our power storage, because that's the only place that I can think about where we can maintain a temperature that is not going to cause the batteries to overheat over time, because if they are in a vacuum, there is nothing to cool them down or keep them in temperature. Everything will eventually overheat, except for this, because this doesn't create heat. neither does the targeting beacon. I'm pretty sure that the temperature hasn't changed in a while, but the battery, as we could see in previous episode, does, and therefore cannot be built in a vacuum. Steam chamber probably will work just fine. And then comes the major issue. How do I transport the Niobium out of here? Because the only way I can think about is via rocket, cargo rocket that comes over here, takes all the Niobium inside the cargo container and just then bails out of here. Because once again, we can't build red bolt generators in a vacuum because there is nothing to cool them down, and they will eventually overheat. And so I have no idea on how I would cool them down in a vacuum, so I think that cargo rocket will be the answer. But before we do all of that, we still need to get this rocket with our dupes over to that planet once again. So, something very strange just happened. Well, I don't know how, but we have a little bit of nuclear waste over here. And I would like to assume that it was this nuclear waste that damaged our electrolyzer, because our electrolyzer is not hot. Therefore, there is only two things that could damage there is only two things that can damage the electrolyzer. Wrong element, meaning something other than water, and overheat. Overheat is not a problem, and I like to assume that the wrong element is also not a problem, because there is no plumbing near anywhere that has nuclear waste. No plumbing, I mean no liquid pump. At least for the water cycle, because if we cycle down, I know this is quite complicated, but bear with me, all of this comes from this tank. This tank is fed by another that we come through here. This is disconnected, then another, then our main water tank that, as you can see, has no nuclear waste anywhere near it. Well, maybe over here, but there is no way for these two things to communicate with each other. These are two closed systems. Like, this plumbing is nowhere near connected to this one, to even just send a puff of nuclear waste through the pipes all the way to our electrolyzer. So, I don't know how, but the nuclear waste got inside the pipe somehow. This is very strange and suspect at the same time. Alright guys, so our rocket is ready to go. This oxygen over here is the oxygen being supplied to the suits of our dupes, and we don't even need to worry about it too much. Destination is set. I believe everything is ready. We are going to have a little bit of liquid ingenious rock, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine. There is just a warning for the cargo transfer. That's not an issue. Fuel. Just double check. Fuel looks good. Oxidizer looks good. That is good already. So let's go. Let's acknowledge the warnings and let's begin the launch. Oh, just like last episode, Max is once again proving himself the daredevil. There you go, Max. So, because of your adventures, Max, it was suggested that you probably deserve a snazzy suit as well. So let's take care of that before I forget. You have proven yourself, my friend. A snazzy suit for you, then. Where is Max? There you go, Max. I hope that you enjoy it, and stop pulling stunts like this now that you understand that there is nothing else to prove. I believe these are full. I believe that that's the case. Yes, and let's bring them back, just like this. Full. Come on. Change. Change. Go. Alright, so now all we need to do is wait for additional cycles for the journey there. It should be fine. Let me see the interior, and now is that time where I need to set up the consumables, blah blah blah. You know the drill. Okay guys, now, a few things. We are going to land a rocket right here, in our nuclear silo. One thing that I discovered, I know this might sound silly, okay? But you can stick Red Bull generators inside of liquid. It never ever occurred to me to do this. I don't know why. But yeah, it works. Kinda. Um, this liquid is not particularly radioactive. I didn't have my automation set up, so I wasted a bunch of red bolts. But still, you know, it's a thing. Now, another thing is the fact that we are going to ask Cosman over here. Cosman, please equip your suit. Where are you? Please equip your suit and leave immediately. Or maybe not. Well, we have time. Why does she need to leave immediately? Because she will be piloting this rocket right now. This rocket is ready to go. I'm pretty sure. Yep, it has been ready to go for a very long time now. We just don't have a pilot ready. So she is going, and the reason why she's going right now is because, as I said in previous episodes, it is time to start reorganizing our starport. And that involves messing with things that are super inconvenient. And I mean super inconvenient. Really. Like the starports, because you can't move the starports if you have a rocket on top of them. Given that this rocket will not be here for a very long time, it is time for us to get this rocket out of here so we can start moving things. Because these platforms are okay, they are exactly where they need to be. However, these two platforms and these ports are not. All of these ports are going away except for the liquid rocket port, which is still going to be located on this side, given that the piping is more accessible through here, right? Yep. This is the valve that gives the water to the rocket. So Gosman, please leave right now. You will be you have another rocket waiting for you. There we go. Now we pause this and we go over here, change crew. Cosman, you're piloting, and let's deselect whoever was the last pilot for this rocket. So let's call you over here. And yeah, the liquid port, it will be the only port remaining on this side of our starport, because the piping is far more accessible in this side. And to be told, we can have one on this side. It is the other side of the starport, right? We are not going to build any more rocket platforms, so we are good on that as well. We are going to deconstruct this, and we are going to move them all the way over here. I gave myself some extra room should we need any additional ports for the future. Fantastic, that port is already ready as well, so let's apply those settings. So yeah, I already relocated the tubing, staircase, ladders, and fire pole. Everything of this is already being relocated as we speak, but the really messy part is the starports, and the piping for fueling the rockets also is going to have to be moved around. This is super messy, but it's going to be much better in a few cycles, because we are going to switch the engine in our colonization rocket for an hydrogen engine, and we are going to fuel it with some hydrogen. We just need to do some pipe stuff, like deconstruct this pipe, finish these pipes that we can't access because we need to build ladders over there. Are you already inside of the thingy? You are. And you are going to mine radioactive stuff. Everything should be ready to go. Yep. So please go away now. So yeah, let's launch these rockets so I can start deconstructing a bunch of things. And well, figuring out how the hell am I going to fit all of the piping that I need to do. And look, the engine is even helping us by melting some of the stuff that we don't need anyway. So thank you for that. And here we go, guys. Almost cycle 900. Our dupes are once again back here. Hopefully, some of these packets that are made of water will not turn into steam. Please don't. Temperature raised slightly. Nothing major. The vacuum of space will take care of any of the extremely hot carbon dioxide. But oh well. We are back now. It's time to get back to work. So we can't make these out of obsidian? You're joking, right? You gotta be joking. I'm pretty sure we can. You're just trolling me, I'm pretty sure. Oh, of course we can. Stop lying, game. Okay, we have plenty of obsidian. Okay, maybe it is a good idea if we set up to all, let our dupes come outside. Maybe that will update the game. Okay, now we can. I thought as much. Given that this is a vacuum, there is no problem whatsoever building the pipes, regular pipes instead of insulated pipes to save our materials. So, with that in mind, I think I'm going to build most of the stuff just regular pipes all the way down until we get almost inside of the steam chamber. There we'll switch back into insulated pipes, even though obsidian is not exactly the best insulator. We could send a few ceramic pieces, but I don't think it is worth it. It's just to deploy. We need to send granite as well to serve as piping. Or maybe not. Maybe not. For the cooling loop, or maybe we don't. We just use the obsidian and tungsten where necessary. But that's a problem for the future. Right now, our dupes will have to build a bunch of things, given that they are fairly quickly on the building side. I am fairly confident we can just leave them be for a little while. Yeah. Now, on the exit front, I was thinking we should use the part loader. Here we go. One of these bad boys right here, and just put all of that sweet niobium inside of a see the word? A transport rocket. Let's call it like that. Because, you know, once again, we have the problem of the red bolt generators. They don't like, well, should I put it? We only have radiation in here. It's the only place where we can gather radiation. Given that we are going to be using renewable energies, that's not exactly an issue. We could figure out how much power we are producing, you know, on average, and just put as many red bolts generators as we could supply. The problem is that I can't cool them off in the vacuum of space. Now, one thing that I thought about was to extend the cooling loop all the way over here, create like a small bed like this for the red bolts generators, and put them, you know, for example, like this. And then that would fire the red bolts into the thingy. It's probably in rocketry. Yep, into this thingy over here. Or something like that, something like this, you know, and then we could even cool this off using the same tank. I don't know if this requires cooling or not. Something I need to figure out once I start building for real, right? But yeah, I also thought we could do that, but I don't know. I have to see what materials we have left and what time we have left after we are done with all of this. If we can establish something like that for automated shipping of the niobium, that would be great. But I still need to see if we can actually do that with the materials that we have available to us. But with that in mind, guys, it is time for our dupes to start building. And that's probably going to take a few cycles. I found it. I found it. You can't deny it, game. How the hell did the nuclear waste got into that pipe? Can someone explain to me? Because there is apparently no way. The fuck? How? Where? You mother... Oh my lord, I can't believe this. I know exactly what is going on. I know precisely what is going on. I don't know how, but some nuclear waste got inside of this thingy. Something that we are going to resolve immediately. I'm going to mop that, like right now. I have a ton of emergencies going at this precise moment, guys, just in case you haven't noticed. Yeah, I'm having problems with my tungsten delivery system. Don't know what's going on. The tungsten is going off in the pipes. This never happened before. It's not because of the cooling loop, because we had the cooling loop before. We unloaded plenty of tungsten and copper in the past. Truth be told, I have zero idea of what is going on with a bunch of my systems. But, well, this probably means that I will have to redo this entire thing eventually. If I can't get it to work again... God damn it. Okay. Another thing that needs to be fixed. Like, this is the worst time for things to get broken, because I need all the manpower that I can get to get this thing done. And speaking about manpower, let's go into Smalera. I don't need to have, like, all of these guys in here anymore. Ascan, you're going back, my friend. You're going to be the first. So, come equip your suit, and let's get the hell out of this place, please. Get your suit. Ascan, Ascan, Ascan. There you go. Get inside of the teleporter right now. And go back to the colony, please. Cause yeah, like, when I decide to make a major renovation that is time dependent on all of our missions, it's when things decide to start getting broken and demand all of my attention. Yeah, oxygen not included, usually, as of these things, you know. But we have a solid filtration system. If some carbon dioxide gets in here, that's totally fine. And speaking about filtration system, given that that is stopped, the nuclear waste should not get to go anywhere. Where is the bugger? I know you are around here somewhere. Don't you lie to me. In any case, if we repair this and mop that, the problem should be dealt with. So yeah, it's time to start solving problems. So guys, we have a major issue. I thought these things, the liquid cargo tanks, were insulated. Apparently they are not, because the tungsten is losing temperature rather quickly. I don't know what is going to happen, but I cannot export the tungsten because it's far too cold to resist the journey. It's going to destroy some pipe, and then it's going to be a complete chaos. Yet I cannot leave the tungsten in here because I have no idea what it's going to happen once it's reached that critical temperature. Probably going to break the cargo bay. Hopefully doesn't... I don't know what's going to happen. All I know, it's probably not going to be pretty. So I have really no idea what I should do right now. If I should try export once again the tungsten, because all the pipes, you know, they are complete. I don't think I messed up the bridges, have I? No, the bridges are perfectly fine. Well, I'm going to try it once again, yet I don't think this is a good idea. Going to be perfectly honest with you guys. What is this doing here? Get out of here. So yeah, I'm going to try and export tungsten again, but probably going to break a pipe somewhere. It's pretty predictable. It's just that I don't want the tungsten to spread its extremely hot temperature all over my base. You know, it's not really pleasant when these kinds of things happen, because, you know, stuff starts to... Oh, yeah, it can't even reach that. Yeah, forget about it. Yep. Well, we are going to let it solidify in the cargo tank, and then we'll see what happens. But I made a major hoof, and oopsie, my bad. What I think I'm going to do for the future is I'm going to just have a dedicated steam chamber over here for the tungsten that we bring. It's a very short journey, so nothing major should happen with that. And given that it's large quantities of the stuff that we bring. We bring like the 5 or 6 tons of at a time, so we'll be able to produce a lot of electricity with that. So, you know, it's a win-win situation. It's just that it's going to require a little bit of labor on my part, and right now we are quite stuffed with tasks, as you can see. So I think that's going to take rain check, shall we say. But back here at Cherato, and as you can see, our dupes have already been quite busy. Everything is pretty much done, other than this fire pole, of course. It's taking its sweet time. But that means we now have the manpower, even. We only have 2 dupes, but we now have the availability of labor to start unloading all of these packages. Finally, and we'll start filling up with the water that we brought, and in the end we'll see how much water that we had, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've been recording, this episode is a 2-part, right, and I can't remember how much water I sent yesterday. So I'm going to assume that past me shipped out enough water for what we need to do in here. Alright guys, so status report. A few cycles have already passed, but our dupes haven't done a lot yet. However, I already have established a semblance of a plan. We are going to have our standard cooling device for the materials. Once a material hits a certain temperature, it gets shipped out of the steam chamber. Perfect. I didn't put these steam turbines in the middle of the obsidian of the Niobium volcano, because we would have to deal with some magma, and I really don't want to deal with that. We are on a clock in here, really on a clock, because yeah, most of the like, we already went through a ton of oxygen in a few days. Jeez, our dupes are oxygen hungry, and well, as for food, we are good on that, but still, our oxygen supply is running low rather quickly, so I just have a few tasks for our dupes to do. Like, for example, this shipping should be a lower priority than everything else, so that Nails focus on building instead of putting these things upstairs. But yeah, Nails doesn't have the skill that allows her to mine through level 2 or level 3 minerals, so Otto must do most of the digging himself, and then Nails comes over here and help him out on anything that is necessary. But yeah, pretty much this is going to be our setup. I'm a little bit afraid, I hope for all that is saint in this world, that the Niobium volcano is dormant, so we can build everything without having to worry about it too much. Because I want to put the water inside in a good amount before before we expose the water to the Niobium, right? So it doesn't flash into extremely hot steam and destroys the machinery inside. And yeah, the cooling loop will be located over here. Something very simple and very tiny, and nothing major. It just needs to cool off this steam turbine and these two. It's something very tiny. So yeah, I don't know if I will build the cooling loop to send off the thingies in the what's it called? Hello, interplanetary launcher. Yeah, I don't think I will be building that on this journey, at least. Maybe on a future journey we can upgrade the system into a better delivery system, right, with the interplanetary launcher. But right now we are going to have to make do with the rockets to ship off the Niobium back to our colony, at least for the very first couple of journeys. That doesn't mean that we can't in the future upgrade or anything. It's just that we don't have enough time to build everything, so we have to make a compromise. And with that said, let's keep on waiting while our dupes build most of this stuff, and hopefully we have enough time to at least tame the Niobium volcano. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think we are going to make it this journey. I think a third journey is going to be required before we are able to build this to its completion. And the reason for that is, look at the amount of oxygen that we have. 1500 kilos. That's not a lot. Our dupes are consuming a lot of oxygen. Now, I set my dupes to do this. I set this to the highest priority because we were running out of materials, specifically the wolframite, so I was unable to keep on adding more to the already existing blueprint, right? Because, you know, I am building as the dupes are building. Saves on time. But yeah, we were running low on wolframite, and I had to unpack a few of those packets. Not only that, but I also want to get rid of all the water that I still have laying around, so I can start thinking about launching the super coolant, because we are also going to need that. So with that in mind, it's time to unpack all of the stuff, get all of the materials, and try to advance the build as much as we can, for as long as we can. And well, I am going to like hold on until like almost the last breath, and yeah. We know that 480 is the limit, but we can stretch that limit a little bit. So, yeah, let's hopefully get as much of this done as possible today, and if we can't, well, at least we already advanced quite significantly, and anything that I'm missing, you guys can give me some suggestions so that this doesn't end up in a total disaster. So guys, the more I look at it, the more I think there is something wrong with my math. Right? Because, so, we have arrived at cycle 899. It's been 10 cycles, or 11 cycles, plus the 4 cycles that took us to arrive here. That means 15 cycles have elapsed. We calculated an oxygen supply for 30 cycles, which means we should be in the halfway point, not almost done with our oxygen supply. Not only that, but Otto is also a deep diver's lung, which means he consumes half the oxygen a regular dupe does. I really can't understand why the oxygen is going so fast, because even if you take into consideration resupplying the suits, well, the suits only spent the oxygen that the dupes breathe, so it still should be the same ratio of I'm out of steel. That's impossible. I brought so many. The game is probably confused. Whatever, not important. What is important is that I don't understand why my oxygen is going so fast, because I calculated 60 kilograms of oxygen per day per dupe, which means 120 kilograms per day, which means that if you divide this for 120 kilograms equals 30 days. Is there any mistake in my math? Because, you know, I kinda researched this, and Google said that those are the numbers. So if something is wrong, is Google lying, not me being wrong. Okay, just saying. In any case, I'm pretty sure that we will only be able to last 2 or 3 more cycles, which means we are. Fuck. It was untrapped. Who is trapped? Oh, you are just waiting for your oxygen, your suit to resupply. That's okay. In any case, as I was saying, we have 3 days at best left of oxygen. After that, we probably are going to have to leave, and we will already be living on the razor's edge, because I'm pretty sure my dupes are consuming more oxygen than I anticipated. So yeah, we are not going to be able to finish this today. In this episode at least. It is unfortunate, but hey, good news is we already have super coolant. Not bad, and we already have the almost 10 tons of water. We have all the water that we need. Now we are launching a super coolant. In fact, I have to remind myself to constantly come in here and resupply these with red bolts. These are already set to give the exact amount of red bolts needed. And yeah, before you launch, yeah, we are going to launch 1 ton of super coolant in this burst alone, so fantastic. I'm pretty sure we are going to have all the super coolant in no time. Unfortunately, we will not be able to take advantage of that just yet. Maybe 1 or 2 more journeys will be required. But oh well, let's try to maximize our time in here and let's see how far we can go. So there is an interesting development. For some reason the solid port unloader is not working. Weird, because we have cargo bays full of materials, yet they are not offloading the stuff. Super weird. It is connected. There is power. The rails are done. So what gives, bruh? Why ain't you unloading the stuff? It's enabled, the building is enabled, it has power, the rail is done, the settings are done as well. I mean, I am without any idea, because as you can see, copper is selected, right? It says there is 0 kilos, yet that is not the truth. There is a bunch of copper ore in here. If I select this, will you offload? No, you will not. Okay, there is a lot of strange things happening in this colony, I have to be honest. This was one of the most recent. The second one is... what is the temperature of the tungsten in here? Way below the temperature that it should solidify. And so is this one. Because, let's see if I can find a piece of tungsten for us to see the melting point of that stuff. But I believe it is 3415. I'm pretty sure there is tungsten in here. Yep, yes there is. 3421, right? And this is already below that. And the rocket just arrived. Okay, guys? This, as you can see, there is still stuff inside of the cargo bay, and the cargo bay can be unloaded quite quickly. So, yeah, there is something wrong with the liquids right now. I don't understand why they are losing their temperature so quickly. Maybe something to do with the patch? I don't know. I don't think so. But this one is very intriguing. I have zero ideas of what the hell is going on. And over here, well, we are really close to the point of no return. We really should be start... Oh, okay, it's time to go inside. That's why they are not doing anything. And yeah, this is the maximum we can do. We are out of steel, out of tungsten, and even though I already sent some via... Oh no, it already has arrived. So let's go to Shirato. Even though I sent some via interplanetary launcher, it's never gonna be enough for us to meet the demands of that the supplies that we have in here. Poor calculation of resources on my part, I'm pretty sure, but truth be told, we would not be done with this one in this journey anyway. Our dubs have been as fast as they possibly can, and yet there is still much to be done. So let's squeeze one final cycle, see what can we do with this final cycle, and then let's leave the place. So I reached the point where I'm no longer comfortable being on the planet, so I'm going to call in the entire crew, and we are going to leave the rest of the project. We already left a solid thing, so let's review our progress. The cooling chamber is pretty much done. We are just missing the materials. Other than that, everything is mined out, and the steam chamber is cleared of debris. Same can kind of be sad for the Niobium steam chamber. We still will have to clear the debris from the blocks over here. Other than that, everything is pretty much clear and built. So we are missing a few pieces of machinery, but that's not going to be a major issue. The rail is also already completed all the way up here. I still have to decide what the hell am I gonna do. And the power spine as well. Now I'm going to replace this wire with conductive. I'm going to replace the conductive wire for heavy watt wire over here, so it can be part of the main grid of the same grid that is everybody else, and be battery powered. And on this side, we're going to take advantage of this empty space, and we are going to put a few extra solar panels, because truth be told, we need a little bit of power to kickstart the entire system. Especially the thermo aqua tuner is going to take all the power from the solar panels, but you know, it will be enough. Once everything is up and rolling, the steam turbines will more than likely generate more than enough power to keep everything running. And these two jumbo batteries that are going to remain in the cooling steam chamber will store enough energy for the entire thing to run. After all, there is only a few pieces of machinery that will going to be dependent on this power, so no problem whatsoever, at least not that I can see, right? As I'm pretty sure a few problems will manifest themselves. It's always like this, but well, right now there is nothing else we can do, so let's call in auto. Let's change the destination. Change. Go to here, equals on, and there is actually one thing rather cool that we can do, which is that rocket is going to land on this platform, because this platform is fueled up, is supplied by petrol and liquid oxygen. So in here we are going to this is the rocket platform 165. So we are going to go into our rocket over here, and we are going to request him to land on platform 165. So this way, oh, here comes more tungsten and steel. The rocket will not land on a random platform, and we can just set them off to go into the planet. Hopefully, we are going to have enough oxygen inside of the module. Yeah. I don't know how, but there is 4 kilograms of... oh, wait, I know how. You see these oxygen bottles? I have been emptying these ones out just to provide us with a little bit more oxygen, so we didn't consume the oxygen from our main tank. So, you know, just so we could conserve a little bit more, but yeah, even this didn't provide too much of a result. But oh well. And here in our starport is almost done. Almost being the word of choice, but I'm pretty sure we can finish everything else that we need before our dupes arrive. Oh, Jesus, we don't need to go into red alert. Take it easy, bro. So yeah, we have an additional rocket platform now. We have one spare rocket platform for an additional petrol engine with a solid oxidizer. And we have an additional platform for a hydrogen engine, if we so desire. I think we might just build another hydrogen rocket. However, I still need to hire myself a few extra... Man, this nuclear waste keeps getting into my water supply. Jesus, like for some reason, I don't know why, but the nuclear waste can travel through here and condensate in here, which is rather annoying, but okay. Let's close this off, because this is already repaired as well. So yeah, we were able to upgrade our rocket center, and this, I already figured it out. The rocket platforms, for some reason, were disabled. Don't ask me why that happened, but well. Issue taken care of. Pretty much every single thing that broke down, it's fixed now, except for this, of course, because yeah, I don't know what the hell am I gonna do with this, going to be completely honest, because the second I turn tungsten on in here, that is just going to break my pipes. So for now, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to wait a few more moments until these reach a decent temperature. Once this is at a decent temperature, I'm going to empty out the storage. Pretty sure that is going to fix the issue. I don't know if the water is going to be dropped in a bottle or as a solid block of water and is going to ruin this. Hopefully that is not going to be the case. Otherwise we are completely screwed. But that's a problem for future me, because right now, guys, unfortunately, I have run out of time. Jesus, look at the amount of supplies that we are constantly sending. That interplanetary thing is really amazing. But in any case, guys, as I was saying, I have run out of time for today's episode. We made quite the good amount of progress, but yet it wasn't enough. So next episode, hopefully, we are going to get this done. You probably already heard me say this quite a lot and then extend myself throughout 3 or 4 more episodes, but well, we can only hope that this time I'm right. But with that said, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. But in the meantime, this is the Base Manager signing out. Bye bye.